Hello and welcome to the website. I'm your host, Diane Bogino, and our guest today is Giovanni Livera. Giovanni found his passion path in life when he was 7 years old and performed his first paid magic experience at the ripe old age of 10. While in his early 20s, he produced and performed an entertainment concept for the Orlando Magic NBA franchise and filled the stands with fans and established him as both a superior showman and an innovative entrepreneur. Today, Giovanni's unparalleled ability to motivate and transform people and organizations has made him one of the most sought-after corporate entertainers in America, and his spectacular message has electrified over half of the country's Fortune 500 companies. He's also the author of Live for 1,000 Years. Giovanni, thank you so much for being with us today.
It's my grand pleasure. Diane Bogino. Tick-a-tick-a-tick-a-doo.
We'll do a cut there. Okay, that's okay. So, speaking of your book, Living 1,000 Years,
yes.
Tell us your philosophy of life.
Well, there you have it in the title of the book. Live 1,000 years, have the time of your life. My wife told me she was pregnant 30 days before, or 40 days after 9/11. And that was sandwiched between the worst news I'd ever heard and the best news I'd ever heard. And I said to her, I love you past the maximum. And number two, if I ever die early, I want you to know I'm a happy man. And she says, oh my gosh, Gio, I don't want you to die at 35. I said, I'm not 35. I'm 382. And she says, what do you mean? I said, well, I don't know what the average amount of laughter is a person will have in their lifetime. But I have a good feeling of what it might be. And I have a feeling I've laughed 12 times that amount by my 35th birthday. And then this was the moment I said, I'm going to live 1,000 years. And I became fascinated with this idea of living more life than our age. And so if you can measure your life by, not by clocks and calendars, but by moments and experiences, and if you could have 12 times the meaningful moments and experiences that the average person has, then by your 84th birthday, you'd be 1,008 years old and moments and experiences. So that's my philosophy, is my whimsical way of saying get the most out of life is to live 1,000 more.
What was the trigger that helped you to understand that this business of yours is your passion in life?
Well, I think early on it just kind of unfolded. My grandmother bought me a magic kit when I was 7. And I was enamored with this idea that I could astonish people because, here's my Uncle Jim, an elder, and I would do this moment of amazement. He would be like, oh, and I would be like, wow, this moment of awe, there's something with this. And I stayed with the art of magic, and I studied everything that would bring astonishment to people, and I just stayed on that path. That's the one through line through everything that I've ever done. When I invented the t-shirt launcher in sports, that wasn't so magic per se, but it was a moment of wow and astonishment. When I wrote Live 1,000 Years, it wasn't magic, the art of magic, but it was magic woven into it. And so I knew early on that I had a gift for creating wonder, laughter, and inspiration. I didn't know inspiration so much in the beginning, but by staying on that, I discovered that I could do more with the art of astonishment. It was my grandmother, that started the whole thing, and you never know how you're going to affect your kids, so, watch out what you get them, right?
So you talked about the power of resetting. Tell us about that.
Well, in Live 1,000 Years, right, the story that I wrote is a story about a guy that loses all the numbers on his watch, and he goes to earn them back one at a time, and he learns the different lessons. Well, chime 12, which is the last number on the clock before it goes back to 1, the lesson is time to reset. And we always hear, at first you don't succeed, try again. Right? Our grandmothers told us that. But real winners also reset after success. And the faster you can reset after challenges and after success, the more you will make of your precious time. And so when you look at people who are successful in their lives, they don't celebrate their successes too long. That's one of the keys is, celebrate for a day. Celebrate for a week. Celebrate for a month if you got it, but get over it! What are you doing now? Reset quick. And the way I say that is make your ceiling your floor. Make your ceiling. Get on top of your potential.
I like that. So, Giovanni, what is your major marketing technique in your businesses?
Major marketing technique. I think if there was a major marketing technique or something that I could give to our viewers and listeners here, it would be to be great at what you do, to be authentic at what you do. There's nothing to replace that. And if you are, and you're true to what you do, and you love what you do, I think that's it's not really a technique. You know, it's just. I think that that's the word of mouth. People appreciate when they find someone who's got passion and talent. They love what they do. And I always said, you know, the cheapest marketing is to be great at what you do.
That's right. So speaking of that, how many businesses do you have?
Well, I have 3 businesses. I have a real estate holding company, handles some investments. And we have Giovanni Experiences, which handles me as a talent. And then Time Compass is my company for my intellectual properties, and that's where my movie project and Live 1,000 Years, the book, is being put together.
Giovanni, you're a motivational speaker, but how do you keep yourself motivated when times are down?
That's a good question. You know, recently, you know, in the down economy, you know, and I'm in the corporate marketplaces, you know, where I've been. A couple things. One is to reset, and when one area is down, another area can be up. In this particular time and space, for me, you know, I just lost 55 pounds.
Wow, congratulations.
So I figured, my gosh, if I can't be so successful over here, maybe I could be successful somewhere else in my life. And for me, you know, I was that kid who went to the Husky section in Sears, you know, Mom would go, and so every day from that day, I just grew a little bit more. And on my 44th birthday, I was 244 pounds. And so I directed my area of success to something else, you know, because I said, oh my gosh, we're going to be successful somewhere, you know. And so that's one area. Another area is, remember we just talked about resetting. And I think one of the great successes of my life has been staying on the same passion path for the art of astonishment, but I've made several changes and diversions from the different marketplaces that I've been in. And so when times are changing, it is an indication to plus your skills, because my passion has always been the same. But we need to plus our talent. It's a clear indication. So when times are down, when things are tough, or when your just fun meter is down, you know, you can be in a great market but not be having fun, and that's usually an indication that you need to plus your talent.
Good advice. You often say that you're in the feel-good business. Mm-hmm. So tell us a little bit about that.
Well, you know, there's always a market for feel-good. I mean, even in a down economy, right? People, you know, look at the movie industry. It's going through the roof. Why? Because people still need to feel good, you know. So that's not always so good to be in the corporate market, you know, because, you know, in the down economy, it's like, oh, they won't look at the feel-good business maybe for another year, you know, because they tighten up a little bit, you know. But in my experience, when the corporate market wasn't there, there were other markets that were open, because everybody always needs to feel better. They always need to feel good about life, and they're always looking for something that's going to lift them. So, you know, feel-good business.
Good. Giovanni, you know, a lot of people think that because you're in the speaking business or show business, or that you do magic or whatever, that it isn't a real business. But what do you say when people say the same business principles don't apply?
Well, it's hogwash, woman. Yeah, no, it all applies. I mean, we've got to have discipline as business people. I mean, we've got to go to work. We've got to be in relationship building. We've got to learn new things about internet marketing, right? Mm-hmm. Just like everybody else does. We've got to, you know, we're a product. We're selling, you know, we're selling an experience just like anybody else would be selling. And it requires not only the artistic ability as an artist, but it requires that we be good business people in the speaking business. Absolutely.
And where can we get a copy of your book?
Live 1,000 Years. You can get it at GiovanniExperiences.com or TimeCompass.com. You can also buy it on Amazon. Live 1,000 Years, have the time of your life. And enjoy.
Giovanni, thank you so much for being with us today. I appreciate your time.
Oh, it's my pleasure. My pleasure.
We're looking forward to seeing you here tonight at the Aurora Theater.
Yes, call an ambulance. I'm breaking a leg, sister.
Thank you for visiting the NSA website, and stay tuned because we'll be talking to more wonderful speakers just like Giovanni Livera.